The founder's vision and commitment to U.S.-Japan relations, as discussed in the panel, are brought to life through many of USJC's initiatives. One such initiative is the Kibou for Maui project, a groundbreaking effort aimed at building a resilient future through cross-cultural exchange and knowledge sharing in response to the devastating wildfires of Maui. We extend our heartfelt thanks to the government of Japan, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, NEC, the Japanese Cultural Center of Hawai'i, Odyssey Nature Japan, and the Pacific International Center for High Technology Research for your invaluable partnership. Please welcome Mayor Bissen of Maui, Mr. M.G. Abara, the Tomodachi Kibou for Maui Program 2024 alumni, as well as our co-moderators, Ms. Jan Yanehiro and Mr. Derick Yanehiro.
As we say in Hawaii, aloha. In Japan, thank you, we say konnichiwa. And today we say congratulations to the World Series champs, the Dodgers.
I do want to point out that this morning I was in a proper suit, dress shoes even, but due to the current state of breaking news stateside, this is what happened.
Yes. I'm Jan Yanehiro and delighted to be here.
And I'm Derick Yanehiro, the much, much younger brother.
Thank you, Ototo. We are Sansei, third-generation Japanese Americans. Our family roots are Yamaguchi.
We're also kamainas. We were both born and raised in Hawaii, and today we have a deeply personal presentation. So last year, when the fires destroyed beautiful and historic Lahaina on Maui, we, as broadcast journalists, felt compelled to produce videos to tell the story of what happened.
It happened more than a year ago, on August 8th, on the island of Maui. One of the deadliest fires in U.S. history destroyed the town of Lahaina. The town, once the capital of the Hawaiian kingdom, was left in ashes. 102 lives were lost. 2,200 buildings were destroyed.
I then make my way to the now infamous Front Street. I'm headed toward the historic downtown Lahaina, the heart and soul of Maui. The scope of this disaster is becoming more and more clear. House after house disintegrated, some still burning.
But through the smoke and heartbreaking devastation and tragedy, two words emerged. Maui strong! Stepping up quickly, the government of Japan, giving $2 million to Maui. At donation boxes at both 7-Eleven and Lawson stores in Japan, more than $500,000 were given by the people of Japan. And so many USJC members wrote checks and gave in many ways, because one thing is clear. USJC members will always support Maui Strong! So, thank you to all who have given to Maui Strong. This year, the Japanese Foreign Ministry gave a grant to the U.S.-Japan Council for a program to bring high school students from Lahaina and community leaders to Japan, specifically to the Tohoku region. It was a region, as you remember, devastated in 2011 by the Great East earthquake and tsunami. Special thanks, by the way, goes out to Yo Kawanami and Nate Yortaku. Yeah, give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up. They were the chief organizers of this program, a program we call Kibou, Hope for Maui.
And in March of this year, it was my honor to travel to Japan to produce ABC News stories that followed 11 Lahaina students, all brilliant, all carefully selected to Higashi Matsushima to meet survivors and visit towns once destroyed and are now thriving. ABC News correspondent Becky Worley, born and raised on Maui, came with me, and my talented camera crew members who shot the story are here today. Table 22.
There. Table 10,
Okay,
table 10.
okay. Yeah, table 10. Cameraman Anthony Trotter and sound engineer Takeshi Fukushima, true partners in storytelling. And on that trip, I met Miku Narisawa, who planned such a meaningful and memorable experience for the group. And she is truly one of the most inspiring 25-year-olds I've ever met. So thanks, guys, for being here today.
And Miku, too.
And Miku. And here is our story.
White fish, but it's shirauo. And then you put wasabi.
Here in northeastern Japan, Lahaina high school students are rolling themselves into another culture. 4,000 miles from the teens' burned out town, survivors of another disaster here share wisdom. The 11 students are part of a cultural exchange program called Kibou for Maui. The goal, to give these Lahaina teens hope, Mana'olana in Hawaiian, Kibou in Japanese.
I was born and raised in
The driving force behind this trip is Miku Narisawa. She's co-founder of Odyssey Nature Japan.
When I saw the wildfires, then I immediately said, okay, this is something that we should do for the kids in Lahaina. This is also one of them.
Just over a decade ago, Miku was a survivor, just like these kids. In 2011, Miku's hometown was completely destroyed by the Great East Japan earthquake and the tsunami that followed. It killed tens of thousands of people, laid waste to entire towns, and triggered the Fukushima nuclear accident 85 miles away.
Our town was destroyed. We lived with my grandparents for a month, and after that, we have to relocate to the temporary housing. And we lived there for 2 years. Same height as the tsunami.
But now, showing the kids her rebuilt hometown, she says it's living proof they have a future, and Lahaina will rise from the ashes. The students getting a glimpse of what was left after the disaster here.
It's kind of gives us hope for Lahaina because they were talking about how everything was underwater and like seeing home, like just everything's burnt right now, to see like there is hope, like it can come back and flourish and like have life again.
And the magic of this trip, the kids realizing there is life even after a tragedy of this magnitude, and that their lives will not always be dominated by the fire. The week culminating with ideas for the future.
So that brings the question, what can we bring back to Lahaina?
We also want to bring back hope. Hope in meaning like we can rebuild and recover Lahaina back. This trip really gave me hope, and I thought if I got a spark of hope, I think my community will also will.
Even if we come out of a tragedy that destroyed many of our daily lives, there's still hope for us to recover. There's still hope for a better future. So, Kibou, hope for a better future. That's what it means to me.
Well, you just met him on video, and now joining us in person from Lahaina Luna High School on Maui. Oh, by the way, he graduated top of his class. Please welcome MG Abara. Special thanks to Hawaiian Airlines for flying MG to Tokyo. Now, as we saw, Kibou means hope. MG, What is your hope for Maui?
Why not me? Looking back on that day, I was separated from my parents, alone with my 2 brothers at my auntie's house. Luckily, we escaped, but my aunt did lose her house. Sadly, she wasn't the only one. Some of my closest friends and many others from Lahaina lost their homes, possessions, and even loved ones. The fire still is fresh for me. And because I didn't lose as much as everyone else, I developed survivor's guilt. I have asked myself, why not me? The Tomodachi Kibou for Maui trip to Tohoku showed me that there are others who have felt what I felt. They have experienced similar guilt, loneliness, and sadness. However, when I interviewed them on why they look so happy now, their answer was their hope. They allowed hope to guide them to find ways in giving back to their community. They have rebuilt since then, personally and as a community, and now have dedicated themselves to empowering the youth, such as myself, and have become leaders. Although the feelings of sadness and doubt doesn't go away, they found a way to smile after a disaster. Why not me? When my cohort presented our final presentation in Higashi Matsushima, we wrote down what we wanted to bring back to Maui. As a collective, we made a promise to ourselves and to our community that, as emerging leaders of Lahaina, we have a clear mission to empower our generation, to protect the importance of community through art and culture, to conserve our environment, to prioritize mental health, and to find a balance between safety and tradition. Very big promises for teenagers. But these are our visions that were inspired by those we've met at Tohoku and wanted to bring it back as hope for Lahaina's future. During that moment, I realized it's not the question, why not me? But instead, what about me? What can I bring? Suddenly, it hit me. I know that I wanted to stay on Maui. I know that I wanted to be a paramedic in Lahaina, to give back to my community, and to ensure that others don't feel the same sadness and despair that I felt during the fires. I hope that my story can inspire others to stop asking themselves, why not me? But instead ask, what about me? What can I bring back to my community? That is my hope. Hope that we find our special way of giving back, but yet forge our futures together as a community. Thank you to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the U.S.-Japan Council, and the other key supporters who made this possible for me and the 20 other Lahaina students who came to Japan, and for letting us represent our community's hope for Maui.
MG. I do want to say that I watched that young man's life transform on that Kibou for Maui trip, thanks to leaders like Yo and Miku and Nate. Following the student trip, former USJC board chair Dennis Teranishi led a group of Maui leaders to the Tohoku region. The delegation included Maui Mayor Richard Bissen, Hawaii State Representative Troy Hashimoto, USJC members Roy Ann Doi, Kyoko Kimura, and Colbert Matsumoto. And joining us now, a special guest and my friend, Mayor Richard Bissen from Maui County. This is his very first USJC conference. Mayor Bissen, please give us a brief update on Maui and your thoughts following your Tohoku trip. Thanks, Derick. Yep.
Konnichiwa, and aloha mai kako. I'm honored to be here among friends to express my heartfelt gratitude to the U.S.-Japan Council and the Kibou for Maui project for their incredible support to Maui County in the aftermath and recovery of the Maui wildfires. Your commitment and your generosity have uplifted, supported, and most importantly, provided hope for the people of Maui County. As you just heard, 15 months ago, we endured 3 devastating wildfires simultaneously on our island. This resulted in the loss of 102 loved ones and 2 who are still unaccounted for, and the loss of our beloved town of Lahaina. Like many of you from Japan, our community has endured inconceivable tragedy, but we continue to move forward, acutely focused on prioritizing the well-being and mental health of our people, restoring our homes, our schools, our businesses, and our natural habitat. Over the last year and a half, and with the support of our state, federal, and private partners, we've provided 33,000 survivors with disaster relief and recovery services. We've cleared over 1,519 properties of debris and hazardous material. We've completely restored our water system in Lahaina, and we'll have our sewer system restored by the end of this year. We've also issued over 200 building permits and currently have 120 homes and units being built right now in Lahaina. The first will be completed by the end of this year. We're also in the process of building 1,000 temporary homes and 1,000 permanent homes. We've just released the first draft of our comprehensive long-term recovery plan that will guide the rebuild of Lahaina moving forward. We will never forget the extremely generous support of the Japanese government and your people who sent monetary donations and goods when Maui was at its deepest time of need. With the support of the Kibou project, we're committed to building a more resilient community by integrating invaluable lessons learned from the Tohoku region of Japan. And this will enhance our ability to respond to emergencies through pre-disaster preparedness, response, recovery, and mitigation efforts. A significant focus of the visit was exploring the elements of resilient cities which will aid Lahaina as it undergoes reconstruction. The Kibou project equipped Maui's leaders with innovative ideas and practices for building a resilient, sustainable community, leveraging Japan's experiences in disaster recovery and urban resilience. With the support of the Kibou project, a group of various Maui sector leaders and 2 youth cohort of students from Lahaina High School were provided the opportunity to learn about the reconstruction process and actions taken during the Japan's 2011 disaster. I just want to add my shout out to Miku Narisawa of Odyssey for all the work she did in getting this together. What we learned from our program included educational opportunities highlighting innovative agriculture, economic and cultural adaptability, disaster response experts, the use of AI and advanced technology, and the exploration of alternative energy sources. Most impactful for me was our visit to Tohoku University, where I learned about the framework for disaster preparedness and risk education that not only Maui, but the world has benefited from. We've already taken steps to implement evacuation routes and integrated building techniques derived from the research to help prepare for future disasters. Again, it is with profound appreciation that we extend our deepest mahalo to all of you and for the incredible opportunity to participate in the Kibou for Maui project. This initiative has not only provided us with much needed resources, but has also reinforced the deep bonds of friendship between our 2 cultures. The Kibou for Maui project is a testament to the enduring friendship between Japan and Maui, a bond that will continue to grow stronger as we work together toward recovery and rebuilding. Tomo arigato and mahalo nui loa for your generosity, your friendship, and your unwavering aloha for Maui.
Oh, we have 36 seconds left,
Right.
sister.
Thank you to Mayor Bissen for traveling from Maui and attending his very first USJC conference. We already told him next year is going to be in Hawaii. We'd love for him to come. And I want to say special thank you, mahalo and domo arigato for Ka'ihili Bissen, his lovely wife, for traveling too. And let's all visit Maui, everybody. Let's go.
8 seconds. We now leave you with these 3 words.
Mana'olana, hope in Hawaiian.
Kibou, hope in Japanese.
And mahalo, thank you in Hawaiian, and aloha.